and I promise that I will not go a whole nother 2 years without posting again. So I appreciate y'all hanging in there with me. I got 1,000 subscribers now. Like, thank you. I appreciate y'all. Hi everyone. I know what you're thinking. Where this girl been? I know. It's been a minute. And what's crazy is this is my 3rd time doing a Where Have I Been video. I did one a few months ago. I just never got around to posting it because your girl has been busy, to say the least, okay? But that's what we're gonna get into today. So if y'all want to see where I've been, then keep watching. Okay, so I don't want this to be a 20-minute video. I'm gonna just basically start from the last time I posted. Gosh, was it last year? I think it was around this time last year. I'm like, has it been? No. At this point, it might have been 2 years. Oh gosh. I have a lot of explaining to do. Well, Lucy, let me tell you. So yeah, okay, let's start from that video. Posted my last video, I think like March of 2021, if I'm not mistaken. That year I started working with a modeling coach named Lola Shell. I'll leave her information in the description box. But as you all know, for those who know me at least, I have been pursuing my modeling career on the side of my tech job, which is something else that I'll get into a little bit later. But I've been pursuing modeling for a while. And so that year I started working with a modeling coach to help me basically figure out what direction I wanted to go with my modeling and what goals I wanted to set for myself when it came to that aspect of my life. So those 6 months that I worked with her, I started January and completed the program in June. She has like a model maker program. I'm not sure if it's open right now, but definitely follow her on Instagram for any updates. But did that and felt just so much more aware of what I was doing, and I feel like I stopped wasting as much money just doing things for no reason. Like I feel like I became more strategic, if that makes sense. I started to be more conscious of what I was spending money on, as far as like paying for shoots and things like that, and just making sure that the things that I was investing in would actually get me to where I want to be as a model. And so I feel like her program was really helpful for that. And I've been taking posing and runway classes since then. I've been published in a few magazines since then, a few international publications actually. Still freelance, still completely freelance. But you know, I've been doing some things. I've booked some clients, I've got some paid work. So as far as like goals that I set for myself when I first started modeling, a lot of them I've actually been able to check off my list. So I'm really proud of myself for that. Even just from the people that I said I wanted to work with. There are photographers that I've been following for years that I wanted to work with, like Stefan X, great beauty photographer here in Atlanta. If y'all need a photographer, I'll leave his information in the description box as well. But just like being able to cross people like him off of my list, it's just really instrumental for me. And then I started the top of 2022 taking a modeling class with the Tiana Parker. And if you don't know who she is, you better find out, because she's that girl, okay? It ain't the diamonds, it ain't the pearls. She's that girl, okay? But yeah, I took a posing class with her. That was amazing. I took some runway classes. Continued to submit myself for publications, continued to collaborate with photographers that I wanted to check off my list, continuing to book recurring clientele with specifically, there's this one brand I've worked with a few times called S. Denton Collection. Very much glam.zen. Like, their aesthetic fits me so well, and I think that's why I love working with them so much, because it be giving what it needs to give. One of the first times I worked with them, I was modeling this beautiful black sequin coat, and that's one of my like most like posts on my Instagram right now, and that photo is definitely in my portfolio. But the girls was telling me I was giving Naomi in there. I was like, thank you. I just feel like the aesthetic of that brand just matches me so well, and so I love working with them, and just want to continue to build more clientele like that, more in the beauty space. So that is my goal for this year, working with more local beauty brands here in Atlanta, where it's whether it's skincare, makeup, hair care, things like that. Like, I'm so open to all of those things this year, and just continuing to expand my network, continuing to meet people and work with people and collaborate with them. I just feel like this year has been so great for me in that vein of just being very strategic about the things that I'm deciding to invest in. So kind of going back to the tech thing that I mentioned earlier, one of those things kind of crossing the modeling and the tech situation, I think I also talked about this at one point, but I had been in tech support for the longest time, and I had been working to transition into product management, and I finally did that in 2022. I had been doing a whole bunch of interviews, dealing with a whole bunch of rejection, and I can make a whole video about that, honestly. If y'all really want me to, I can do that. If there's anybody out there that might be any way interested in product management or just being in the tech field, especially right now with all these layoffs, let me know, and I'll make another separate video for that, because that's a whole nother conversation. But basically, I ended up landing my job offer. I got a job offer in June of 2022 for a product owner role that I have been doing since then. I'm still doing it, so I must be doing something right. But that's been great, and I celebrated that accomplishment by planning a photo shoot inspired by my journey to get there, called Yesterday's Ceiling, Tomorrow Floor, and I was able to get that published as well. So if you're interested in hearing the full story, the magazine that my story was published in, I tagged it on my Instagram. It's on there, but I'll leave a link to that too if y'all are interested. But yeah, your girl's been doing a lot. I just came back from New York. More recently, as far as modeling is concerned, you know, I'm still doing the product owner stuff by day, but by nights, I do this. I'm doing content creation, I'm planning shoots, I'm doing shoots, I'm networking and all those things. And more recently, I went to New York, and I got to work with the Coco Rocha, the queen of pose. Yes, ma'am. Life-changing experience. And I think more than anything, it was just affirming to me. And that's something else that I could really make a whole video about if y'all are interested about hearing my main takeaways from that whole experience. I'm totally down to do a separate video about that. But the main takeaway that I got from it was just really reaffirming some of the things that I was already doing. I was really surprised by how when I got there, some of the strategies and techniques that she told us about were things that I was already doing. And so that just made me feel like, okay, maybe I do got it, you know? I just needed to refine it, and I'm still refining it. And this year, that's what it's all about for me when it comes to my modeling, is refining it as much as possible. So at this time, I am seeking agency representation to help me elevate myself to be able to get into spaces that I can't really get into as a freelance model. So that's one of my biggest goals of this year, is to get a agency to sign with. One of my ultimate goals as a model, I think any model, especially in the beauty space, wants to see their face in Sephora in some capacity. So that's also on my bucket list. And also, I am dying to do a hair campaign. Like, do you see you see it. You see it. You see the material. Like, even just my natural hair. Like, do y'all, like, that's another thing. I went platinum. Like, I went platinum this year, January the first week of January, this is when I got this haircut. So this is brand new. I love it. This might be my new look, y'all. Like, I don't think I'm ever gonna let this go because it's my jam. Like, this is me. She is her. Like, yes, absolutely. So yeah, one of my goals is to do a hair campaign. And a hair campaign that maybe ends up on a billboard or something. That would be like a ultimate dream, kill two birds with one stone. But that is the general gist of where I want to go with that. And so whether it's like natural hair, you know, my natural hair, doing a color box or something like that, or working with someone like Outre or Janet Collection and modeling their synthetic wigs, I would love to do something like that. Or modeling, you know, Remy hair, real extensions. One of the biggest brands here in Atlanta for the hair space is Go Sleek Hair, and I love their page. I follow them, and they're always looking for models. And for the longest time, I couldn't even really submit because I had locks. So that was another thing. Like, I had a whole phase where I had lock extensions, but I ended up taking them out because they kept falling out and I couldn't put them back in myself. You can't really do clip-ins with locks. So I wasn't able to submit to a lot of their castings over the past year. But now that I have my hair back out, we'll see. I would love to work with them. But yeah, just any local brands here in Atlanta, if y'all want to work, let's do it. I'm so eager. I feel like one of the biggest takeaways from Coco was also just like believing in myself and just being able to control what I already have. And so I feel renewed. I feel like I'm just ready to take on over the world. I've already been to a few castings for some agencies here in Atlanta, and I just shot some new digitals today. So your girl is doing it. She's making the investment. She's continuing to thrive even as a freelance model. And honestly, like, even if the agency thing doesn't work out, I'm still going to work toward accomplishing my goals because it can be done even as a freelance model. It's just a little bit easier when you're with the agency. But I've seen freelance models land in Sephora. I've seen freelance models get hair campaigns, so it's definitely possible. And so whether I get an agency or not, I'm still going to do it. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to figure it out because that's how everything in my life has been. I didn't know how I was going to be a product owner. I'm 8 months in the game now, so don't play with her. I've been working a lot. When I'm not modeling, when I'm not, you know, working toward my goals with that, I'm working my full-time job, and we've been going through a lot of layoffs lately, and that's caused a lot of stress on the people that are left. And so, you know, just being real, like, it's hard to balance this full-time job and trying to pursue modeling as well. But I'm doing it, and I'm gonna continue to do it because I love both. And I just feel like I don't have to give up both because, you know, why not? Like, I can still do both as long as I want to. And if I get an opportunity to model full time, I would love to do that. But for now, I'm okay where I am. So yeah, that's pretty much where I've been, man. Just working a lot. So yeah, I hope that this answers any questions that y'all have. I definitely want to get back into the YouTube space and getting back to you all. So if y'all have any ideas about video topics or just any ideas of videos or content that you would like to see from me, please let me know in the comment box below. And if you aren't following me on Instagram, you should do that because that's the best place to keep up with me. I don't always post there like all the time, but as far as my most up-to-date content, all of that should be there. And I'm on TikTok now too. Yo, make sure y'all follow me on TikTok to get the... But yeah, make sure y'all follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and I promise that I will not go a whole nother 2 years without posting again. So I appreciate y'all hanging in there with me. I got 1,000 subscribers now. Like, thank you. I appreciate y'all. And yeah, man, thank you so much for your patience, and I will see y'all very soon. Bye. One time.